Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. I hope you're having a blessed morning so far. Today we're going to read Psalm 13 and see what kind of comments we can make about it and what we can pull out of this text. So let's get into it. Psalm 13. To the choir master, a psalm of David. How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I take counsel in my soul and have sorrow in my heart all the day? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? Consider and answer me, O Lord my God. Light up my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest my enemy say, I have prevailed over him. Lest my foes rejoice because I am shaken. But I have trusted in your steadfast love. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me. So in this psalm here, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what time period or anything like that where this is written. But with David, one thing that is interesting or that's maybe important to remember is David was given, assuming this was written after he was promised or anointed and knew that he was going to be ruler and king over Jerusalem or over the over the nation of Israel. And there was a long time period when he knew that promise was made to him and he had not received that promise, and he went through many trials and faced many enemies who Saul sought his life for years. He had trouble after he consolidated the kingdom. His son rebelled and tried to take over Absalom. So he faced many trials, and perhaps, he's crying out in some of these psalms saying, how long must I wait, or how long until you act, until you carry out the promises that you are making? And he's not saying that, I don't believe at all, in regards to are you actually going to do what you say? But I think he's just vexed in his soul. He's hurting in his soul because he's enduring a lot of pain, and he's crying out to the only place of help that he can. How long will you forget me forever? Will you hide your face from me? For the oppression of his enemies, either through Saul seeking his life, and that's forced him out, and he's doing crazy things to survive, like he's acting like a madman to go live with the opposing nation, or he's whatever it might be. He's running from his son, whatever it might be. He's enduring trial, but he's calling out to God, reminding him of his promises, asking God, when are you going to act? Because he knows that's the place he must go for help. And I think you can look at this two ways, or we can do this two ways. We can say, God, are you going to do what you say, and have doubts? Or as I take it, are we going to be like David here, who recognizes, no, I'm crying out to God because He is the only source of salvation. And I think the trials that David endured, the trials that we endure, are to remind us that God is the only source of salvation, that we must go to Him for that salvation. There is no action that we can take. There was no action that David could take. He must wait. He had to wait on the Lord. He had to wait on the Lord to act, and he trusted in Him. And in doing so, David eventually ascended to the throne with complete rule and authority, and had a very exalted kingdom because he waited and trusted in the Lord. And he asked Him to answer him. He asked Him to light up his eyes lest he sleeps the sleep of death and his enemies prevail over him. And then he reminds himself, or also places his faith here in the end, that he's trusted in God's steadfast love. His heart will rejoice in the salvation that he knows will come from God. He will sing to the Lord because He has dealt bountifully with him. So he makes that statement, in my opinion. He's calling back on his years when he was a young boy watching sheep, and he had victory over victory against God. Protected him and gave him the strength to slay the lion, the bear, or whatever. And then same, when he fought like Goliath, and he just is calling back on those things about how God has dealt so bountifully with him, reminding himself of God's great works that He has performed in his life. And we can do the same. So we can call out to God in our time of trial, asking Him to act, saying, Lord, how long am I going to be in this place? How long am I going to struggle here? How long is this mental anxiety? Is this physical anxiety or physical pain, or whatever trial it might be? How long, Lord, are we going to be here? And then we must remind ourselves, but He has dealt so bountifully with me. He has shown me so much steadfast love and mercy and grace, and He has saved me this time, and list them out, and remind ourselves of God's great work He has done in each of our lives, because He has done it. If you are alive and you are breathing and your heart is pounding, there are blessings in your life that God has provided for you. If you're watching this video, you are experiencing abundant blessings from our great God. So, that's it for Psalm 13. Hope you enjoyed today's study. Have a blessed day. Let's remember to be like God's Son Jesus and be conformed to His image, because He is the exact reflection of our Creator God. And so we must be conformed to be like Him, and pray to the Spirit that He will continue the conforming work to make us like His Son Jesus, and to be humble and compassionate as He was compassionate, and that all we have will be devoted to Jesus being seen in us, no matter where we are, what we do each day. God bless each one of you, and get in the Word, study it daily.